Hello and welcome back to another edition of How to Build Your Solar Rover with Dr. Schleich. In the last couple of videos, we attached alligator clips to our solar panel, gears to our motor and to our axle, and then put some spacers and some wheels on our rear axle. I cut out a slot for the gear, and then what I did was I used a ruler to draw a line to make sure that I'm lined up the same distance from the edge of the chassis where I want to place my rear axle. So I just used the width of the ruler itself and squared it up along the right angle to make sure that we have a line that is parallel to the edge. So I'm going to use some hot glue, and I know that the placement of this is going to be so that the spacers are sort of close to the edge. And I'm just gonna lay down the hot glue and then kind of push these spacers to the place where I want them to be, making sure that it stays on that line, so that the wheel remains um, perpendicular to the axle, and the axle itself is parallel to the edge of the chassis. The same safety precautions we want to keep in mind with the soldering iron with the hot glue gun, right? Obviously, there's a burn risk. It gets pretty hot. So again, I don't want my spacer to touch the wheel, and I want there to be a little bit of play so that there's not friction as the wheel spins. I don't want it to rub against my spacer. And again, I don't have the spacers directly in the center because then, remember, there's too much play and the vehicle may go off course. So if you've done everything like this, you've given yourself enough room for the gear to spin inside of the slot. There's a little bit of play in the wheels. Then when you spin this, you should find that that's able to spin freely. And so the top of my chassis is now going to look something like this, where I can then place my motor and the gear that's attached to my motor on the gear that's attached to the axle. So we're going to go for something like that. So we'll do that in the next video. We'll see you next time.